Pitty Pitty Poon Poon. How are you? Poon Poon. Oh, Pitty. You're a little Pitty, aren't you? We're looking at the garden, girl. Don't you be digging in it. More little rhubarb over there. And the artichoke. Artichokes, 3 for $1. Oh yeah. Here we have a tomato with some beets on the side, as well as some onion. My little beautiful chamomile patch started out a small plant within a rock wall boundary, and it's grown tremendously. The cat loves it. She actually likes laying in the catnip. And over here we have onions, yeah, with mint growing everywhere. And I got a few starts of some different things, and a whole spider plant that's still thriving. This is a part of a Christmas cactus that is over 100 years old. It was originally my grandmother's aunt's, and that was quite a while ago. But here's the mother plant. She's a beauty. And then we have some jade plants that I rescued after my neighbor, my buddy's mom, the neighbor, passed away, unfortunately, but you know, she was 92 or 90, yeah, 92. Another tomato. And then we have the cat. Don't you take my aloe, girl. And here's my squash plant. It's like, well, I'm just loving this rain and the weather, as well as more onions. Gotta have onions. But here's one of my favorite. I don't know if you can see the carrot down there, but this is how big it has gotten, and it's ready to flower and go to seed, which I'll save all those seeds for another crop in the future. Here we have some more chamomile that I took out of my mound, as well as pinto beans that I plant or germinated and will plant to go with the squash. And another little rhubarb plant I need to find a spot for. Here are some succulents that I've been growing for about a year, a little over a year, and they're doing really well. I just transplanted those. And here we have a little cactus, my lemongrass box, and then in my basil barrel I have some. They're not doing too well. I'm not sure if they like this weather or not, but then I have my little puppets that I bought back in the 1980s. Some more comfrey that just popped up. And onions, more carrots. All sorts of yummy goodness that I just love to grow and garden. It's fun. And here we come to our cilantro, sitting in the high chair that I used when I was a kid. And there's a sink from the juvenile hall. We got some history in this house. And speaking of, I'm not sure if you can see that. California World's Fair license plate, 1939. My mom was there. And here we go with the Swiss chard has bolted, but this chard has been here for about 3 years now. My oregano and thyme is going crazy, and apparently my kale didn't do that great this last year, but it's still alive. It's going to seed now, so I had it planted inside a chunk of sycamore. Got to utilize what I have, and then I'm going back to the more Swiss chard volunteers, and one of my grape plants is just going to town, and I love it. The birds love it, and hopefully everybody's going to be happy this fall. And we also got a new shed that I have yet to put anything in. And now, oh yes, here's a little miniature rose bush that I actually fertilized and added some new soil to it. And it is just about ready to explode with all flowers. And I can't wait. It liven up the backyard. Time to go to the front. Okay. How shall we approach this? I don't know, let's see. My rock collection, so when I need to add stuff to the walls. Alright. Well, here we go into the garden area of the magical garden. My front yard garden. I love this spot. I could just hang out here. And I do when it's not raining. And this is where I get all my calendula. The snapdragons I planted years ago, and you can tell by the stalk. And they're supposed to be an annual, so they're not supposed to survive over the winter. But when you got the magical forest or the magical garden, they do. And here we have a strawberry popping in, as well as some of my guardians. They keep everybody in check. My little garden fairies. This lettuce plant was from seeds and a plant that I established 5 years ago. So if you do right and get some good stock, actually I'm putting in a new pollinator mix here in this little garden area. I can't think of the name of the flower right off the top of my head, but the little local birds love it. And let's see, walk down the pathway. And oh, I bypassed, my lavender is already blooming. I got some really nice lavender going, and some volunteer carrots, and gotta love it. So this is one of my favorite little spots. And this jasmine, star jasmine plant is getting ready to flower as well. Oh, I found the first flower right there. I also fertilized and added some new soil to that. And if you can see the bricks down there, that was in a planter that was falling apart and was only about maybe 12 inches high because it didn't have good soil. I created the soil that I used and built the brick wall around the planter. And now look at it. Thing is almost as tall as me. It's about 4.5, 5 feet. Well, no, it goes all the way up to the roof, but it's just now starting to flower. So that'll be nice when I open the door up and let the breeze blow in the fresh fragrance. It's really pleasant. And here we have my little rock wall with other things. And we get close to some more of my garden guardians. Miss Piggy with a joint behind her. And this guy's playing the sax for everybody. Oh yeah. And here's my buddy. Every time I come by, he's offering me a pipe. He's a good dude. And yeah, so this is one side of it, and there's just so much going on. I have to keep, hard to keep track. And here, this lavender plant is already really starting to pop. And this one, these were rescue plants I got at a local Home Depot type store. These were rescue plants I got for 50 cents because they don't know how to take care of them. And I planted these 3 years ago. It's a pineapple lavender I've gotten one flower out of. This one was planted in 2020, this whole row, and there's rosemary, which I had to cut back one of them so I could get in to my garden, my strawberry mound. And this one is one of my favorites. There's Sammy Bush, king of Telluride, my fairy god pig, a happy bee. And we'll see what else. One of the coolest things I've ever seen is this weed that is growing out of a piece of petrified wood next to my frog. And here we have a little pathway through this side of the magical garden that I created. And it's just such a happy place. Even got the everybody's enjoying themselves. And this guy, this is what holds up my grapes for the front yard. This basil's not doing the best, but yeah, what do you expect? It's it takes time to establish itself. More comfrey. These are Maximilian daisies that I use to later, after the fall and everything's died back, I use the stalks to make trellises for my plants. And back here, this little weed patch used to be a weed patch that had stuff taller than me. Is now going to be the raspberry patch, and I planted some red clover in the back behind the onions. So this is almost to the end of the tour of the yard. This whole little mint field has a comfrey plant, more cactus that I need to separate and put into little pots and get ready to I'm ready to have a plant sale. And these are some of the different succulents and some of the other plants that I'm going to have at the sale. So that was a basic tour of the yard and the garden. Hope you all enjoyed it.